all proportions stop. Shot! Scores! Coburg wins the RBC Cup!
This portion of the OJ Today is brought to you by NutraFarms, the official sponsor of the OJHL's Championship Series. This is the OJ Today. What's going on, everyone? I'm Alex Bastyovanszky. Welcome into our OJHL studios, and thanks for tuning into what is our final show of the year, but we are definitely going out in style today with a complete recap of the Buckland Cup final. Now, it was a fascinating showdown between a traditional OJHL power, the Trenton Golden Hawks, and the relatively new kids on the block, the Collingwood Blues.
Welcome along, Dale West with you. This is Hooten heading 3 minutes in. Shot, he scores!
Collingwood draws first blood in the series thanks to the Dylan Hudon snipe. It was 1-0 after 20 minutes. In the second, the Blues go on the power play and work it around to perfection. Mark McIntosh to Cam Garvey to the back of the net. 2-zip. That would be all the scoring they would need on this day as the Blues jump out to the 1-0 series lead, blanking the Hawks in Game 1. It was back to Trenton for Game 2. Scoreless into the second frame when Marcus Lougheed's shot somehow finds its way through Ben Bonesteel. Weird one. That makes it 1-zip Blues. Trenton would even it up, but then on the power play, Luke Shore with the sweet solo effort tickles the twine to put the visitors up once again. Still in the second, Spencer Young, like a bull in a china shop, going hard to the net. He converts. 3-1 for Collingwood at that point. They would cruise from that point on. 5-1 your final from the dunk as the Blues go up 2-zip in the series. So back to Collingwood with Trenton knowing they pretty much had to get a win to keep their hopes alive. They break the ice in the first. Mitch LaFay from the tough angle somehow beats Noah Pack, and the Hawks had their first lead of the series to that point. It lasted until the third. Spencer Young with the tip out front. Tie game. The crowd was going nuts. This one needed overtime to decide things.
Shot. Took a weird bounce. Tipped it for the score. Pacey slowly gave it away. And the Trenton Golden Hawks win it in overtime.
The Hawks get the win they desperately needed and breathe new life into the series, now trailing just 2-1 in the best of 7. Back to the Bay of Quinte for Game 4. Scoreless into the second, Mark McIntosh notches the power play marker to make it 1-zip Blues. The G-Hawks would respond though. The puck comes back to Dylan Stiles. He will whip it through traffic for the marker. Each team would add one more after that, meaning this contest also needed overtime to decide things.
Here come the Blues, McIntosh. Nice steal by Fournier. Good work by David Fournier here. Great shift. Shot through, scores. Collingwood Blues win it in overtime, and they have a chance to win the Buckland Cup on Friday night.
So this was Friday night, a packed barn in Collingwood, hoping to witness history. But for a while, it looked like they might have to postpone the party. Lucas Robinson gives the visitors the lead in the first. That lasted until the midway point of the third. Blues on the power play. Watch this. Mark McIntosh banks it in off the skate of Dylan Stiles. No! For a third time in 5 games, they were off to overtime.
Back come the Blues with 3. They're breaking in free with 3. Hudon drops it. McIntosh across. Scores! Scores! Mamma mia! The Collingwood Blues are the 2023 Buckland Cup champions! My goodness gracious! You can't write the script better!
And the winner of the Brent Lads Trophy as the playoff most valuable player from the Collingwood Blues, number 31, Noah the Wall Pack. Cam Garvey, please come forward to accept the Frank J. Buckland Trophy on behalf of the 2023 Ontario Junior Hockey League champions, the Collingwood Blues.
This portion of the OJ Today is brought to you by Instat. Instat is the official analytics supplier to the Ontario Junior Hockey League. So the Collingwood Blues are the 2023 OJHL champions, and their title win capped one of the most dominant playoff runs the league has seen in years. How did they do it? Well, I had a chance to talk with Blues GM Mike Tarantino and head coach Andrew Campoli to get all the details.
Udon drops it. McIntosh across. Scores! Scores! Mamma mia! The Collingwood Blues are the 2023 Buckland Cup champions!
When it was all said and done, the Collingwood Blues were just the cream of the crop in the OJHL this season. Yes, they won the Buckland Cup, but it was the way they captured it that was truly stunning. Collingwood lost just twice in the postseason, once in overtime, outscoring opponents 70-25 in the process.
Oh, it feels good. I mean, obviously, you set a goal at the beginning of the year. You love to say that you're going to be last one standing in the league. I'm extremely happy and proud to be part of this organization, but I'm happy for the town. A lot of pride within the town of Collingwood.
For Blues head coach Andrew Campoli, it was an incredible week for more than one reason.
Feels unbelievable, to be honest with you. My week kind of started crazy. I actually had my first child on Monday. So on Monday, brought a kid into the world. On Friday, we won a championship. So I don't know if you can get a better week in 2023, but that was definitely one of them.
From the start of the season, the Blues knew that as important as their on-ice performance would be, they needed a strong team-first attitude in all areas.
Ultimately, it starts with your culture and the players buying in. I think that's a foundation, and everybody says that, but we truly believe we have that. Those players play for each other. They play for the coaches. They play for the community.
And I got to credit a lot of it to our guys and what we've done in our locker room, because without them and their consistent success of just working hard every day and doing our job consistently, that's kind of why we got to where we are today.
Dylan Hudon was the team's leading scorer in the playoffs with 21 points. But as was the case in the regular season, the team had balanced scoring, with different players stepping up in big situations.
But we knew what Dylan could bring in the regular season, in the playoffs, and obviously he proved that and stepped up. There were a lot of guys throughout the playoffs who stepped up in different times. Again, you look at a kid like Garvey and Sutherland and McIntosh and Chor, who were, if you count his numbers from the CC, were at the top of the list during the regular season. Every guy really bought in and sacrificed, and again, happy to see their smiles at the end of it all.
Strong defense has been the team's hallmark all season long, and the playoffs were no different, as they allowed just 25 goals in 18 games. Yale commit Noah Pack was named the OJHL Playoffs MVP.
When we got to the playoffs, he just flipped a switch. And you saw it in his eyes in pregame, you saw it in his eyes during the game, and he wanted to win. He wanted to do it for the town of Collingwood. He wanted to do it for his teammates. And I'm so happy that we did it on the back of him, because honestly, Pack is such a great kid and he deserves this.
But I also want to recognize Julian Molinaro there, who, unfortunately didn't get in any playoff games. But Julian's a kid here who was a starter for 2 years in Mississauga, can carry a team. So I want to make sure I recognize Julian for his efforts there.
Now it's off to Portage, Manitoba, and the Centennial Cup, the National Junior A Championship. For GM Mike Tarantino, this will be his third trip to the tournament, having been there previously with Oakville and the Toronto Patriots. He knows what the keys to success will be.
The goal is to do well those first 2 games and really dictate how the rest of the tournament will shape up. So nutrition will be a big one. Rest will be a big one. Keeping the body fresh, which is obviously becomes harder and harder as you go on and more wear and tear.
I think the big thing is we have to enjoy it. Getting onto the plane, landing in Winnipeg, driving to Portage, we have to enjoy the entire process. And I think that's the most important part for us.
The Blues have been a massive success story since arriving from Kingston in 2019. The rink has been packed, the town has fallen in love with the organization, and players have been active in the community. Winning the title has meant everything to players and to residents.
Next year there'll be another OJHL championship, but you look back 5 years from now, those kids are going to be impacted in their life from our players' involvement. So seeing the happiness in their faces and the joy, that again, that brings a smile to your face.
This portion of the OJ Today is brought to you by Hockey TV, the official webcaster of the Ontario Junior Hockey League. So the Collingwood Blues are off to the Centennial Cup in Portage, Manitoba after an incredible title run. But really the entire OJHL season was a thrill ride from start to finish, featuring big crowds and standout performances. Here's a recap of the season that was.
Wild in over the line, flutters in. We're not going home yet. Engine, number 9, Tyler Fukakusa nets it at the finish line. Let's go.
It's not a stretch to say that this was one of the most successful OJHL seasons ever. The play was top-notch, and with parity at an all-time high, no team was safe on any given night.
Well, Alex, it was a big season for a lot of teams. The Blues and the JCs led the way for most of the time in their respective conferences. Georgetown made probably the most improved team in the league. Burlington scored more goals than any other team, exciting to watch. Markham got a 33-point bulge over what they did in the previous season. And if you look at the Southeast, between the second and the fifth teams, there were only a 9-point difference. And the Patriots improved by 21 points. I mean, there was so much stuff there and so many improved teams and so close throughout the regular season.
Ultimately, of course, it was Collingwood that rose to the top with a remarkable regular season and playoff run that saw them capture their first ever Buckland Cup championship.
Well, you look at the goals for, the goals against in that run, Alex. In 18 games, they had 70 goals for and 25 against. And, of course, they swept the Spirit and they swept the Menace. The Cougars in 5, and then, of course, that final with the Golden Hawks. And you have to give all credit to Trenton. 3 of those 5 games went into overtime, and they gave Collingwood all that they could handle. But really, they really breezed through the playoff season, and I'm sure they're looking forward as the 6th ranked team by the JHL at the end of the regular season. They're going to face some stiff competition, but I'm sure they're ready for it.
There were standout performances all over the league. The JRC's James Norton took the league's top goaltender award and sported a minuscule 1.88 goals against average. Burlington's Jack Richard led the entire CJHL with 53 goals. But it was the Canadians' Tyler Fukakusa who was ultimately the league's top dog. His 105 points was the first 100-point campaign since 2018, and he was named the OJHL's most valuable player.
He's a great hockey player, he's a great person, he's a terrific leader, captain of the team. He can see plays develop on the ice like all the really good hockey players can. And now, of course, it's off to RIT along with his teammate Matthew Weil and his former teammate Christian Catalano. So there'll be a JRC reunion at RIT.
Looking forward to next season, there's a buzz in the air as the Buffalo Junior Sabres will return to the league after sitting out the last few seasons due to COVID-19 border issues. The OJHL will once again have a team south of the border, which will be a boon for NCAA scouts.
It is really, and we missed the Sabres when they were gone, and who knows, perhaps, we might have a tournament at the start of next season back in Buffalo again, and make it a little bit easier for the scouts to come and see some of the talent that's really on show all the time in the OJHL.
Looking back, this will be remembered as the season that the league got back to full play with no COVID restrictions, and the year that the fans came back stronger than before in many cases, with packed rinks across the league.
If the regular season attendance was up, but if you look also at the playoff attendance, that was really improved too. And of course, Halliburton sold out almost every regular season game. There is a real success story in Minden there, getting all those fans into the little rink week after week. Trenton, Coburg. You can go down the list. Collingwood, Milton. It's just a tremendous story, like you said.
Okay, let's take a look at how your playoff scoring leaders finished up. Brought to you by Monkey Sports, the retailer of choice for the Ontario Junior Hockey League. And here was your top five. Matt Cato and Nathan Oikel leading the way with 22 points, followed by Jack Richard, Dylan Hudon, and Adam O'Mara, all tied with 21 points. OJ News and Notes brought to you by Warrior. Warrior is the official hard goods supplier to the OJHL. CJHL Awards finalists were announced. Vince Bellissimo nominated for Coach of the Year. Tyler Fukakusa nominated for CJHL Forward of the Year. On defense, Cooper Bertrand got the nomination for Defenseman of the Year. In goal, his teammate James Norton, a lot of GRCs on this list, nominated for CJHL Goaltender of the Year. And newcomer Riley Patterson, look at this goal. Gets the nomination for CJHL Rookie of the Year. This portion of the OJ Today is brought to you by Troy Hockey, the official jersey of the Ontario Junior Hockey League. Okay, so this is it, our final segment of the season. And, I think it's fair to say that there's very few moments in sports that surpass the excitement of a Game 7 OT winner to capture a championship. Well, this year, there were no less than 10 overtime winners in the postseason. Here's a look at how they all went down.
Up ahead for Quinn Tavares. Tavares comes over the line. Tavares takes a shot. Cradle! It scores! It goes in! He didn't squeeze the pad in time! A game-winning goal for Quinn Tavares! And the Raiders win in overtime!
As they go up against each other in the face-off dot, and Saney will give the Huskies first possession. Stevenson dumps it in. Saney, wrap-around attempt, gets hit, centering pass, out in front, scores! Sordo, just 14 seconds into overtime, wins it for the Huskies, and the whole team piles on as they got a 3-1 series lead.
Robinson now hoists it, Through center ice, is knocked down by a free hand courtesy of Heinrich. That's going to be too many men, and the JRCs are not going to call it. Wild in, feeds it across. Chance backdoor, scores. Ben Van Watershoot scores for Toronto, and the Junior Canadians live to fight another day. But that is a controversial miss on what should have been too many men.
Cato cuts towards the middle, and now Say has it forward. Wild in over the line, flutters it. We're not going home yet. Engine, number 9, Tyler Fukakusa nets it at the finish line. Let's go. Oh my goodness, it doesn't get any better than this. Williamson trying to work it back. Chance was cut off. Van Wheelie tries to clear. Diving down, Grube able to keep it in towards the net. They score. Sam Williamson will send it. The Trenton Golden Hawks are moving on. A date with the Dukes awaits. An overtime win. And Trenton are moving forward.
Fielded by Oikel. He'll send it up the left wall. It is going to get poked out. Trenton coming in hot here in the first couple of shifts. Storming in, Cato driving, trying to put it through, can't do so. Off a skate, scores! Jordan Fuller wins it in overtime. And the Trenton Golden Hawks are going to the Buckland Cup final for the first time since 2017.
Casey Schluting, give it away. Rebound, clear to the line, not out. And now Schluting's got an opportunity to clear. Schluting gives it away again. Shot, took a weird bounce, tipped it for the score! Casey Schluting gave it away, and the Trenton Golden Hawks win it in overtime!
Here come the Blues, McIntosh. Nice steal by Fournier, good work by David Fournier here. Great shift, shot through, scores! Collingwood Blues win it in overtime, and they have a chance to win the Buckland Cup on Friday night.
What a chance he just could not control with that centering pass from Adam O'Meara. Back come the Blues with 3. They're breaking in free with 3. Udon drops it. McIntosh across. Scores! Mamma mia! The Collingwood Blues are the 2023 Buckland Cup champions! My goodness gracious! You can't write the script better! Blues win! They are the 2023 Buckland Cup champions! Oh my goodness, Mark McIntosh throws it on goal and ricochets between the wickets of Ben Bastyovanszky. The Blues win the series 4-1. They win game 5 2-1. Jubilation for Collingwood.
And what an incredible season it was. Good luck to the Collingwood Blues at the Centennial Cup in Portage, Manitoba. I know they'll do the OJHL proud. Since this is our last show, we got to say thank you to everyone for watching all season long. It's been an absolute joy for me to bring you all the action from the OJ in the offseason. And of course, to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the Centennial Cup, be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. See you next year.